Ken, I know you've been on many boards, both public and private. I've got a question. Which is more important, diversity of outward appearance, such as skin color, or diversity of thoughts and ideas to bring success?
It's diversity of thought and ideas. It is the diversity in the human spirit. We are as different as individuals as snowflakes. But the reality is that we are all have been invested with human dignity, and therefore slotting us with this artificial criteria of skin color will fall flat on its face, and it's destined to failure.
Yeah, well, and yet the far left, including President Biden, tell us that you have to think a certain way or you can't be considered black. You ain't black unless you're voting for me. And they do the same thing to women. Unless you're a radical feminist, you're not really a woman. And by the way, you don't even have to be biologically a woman to qualify. Aren't they looking more for uniformity of ideology with the appearance of diversity?
Oh, absolutely. What they want is conformity, and they want you to conform to their worldview, to their rules, to their advantage, and therefore, what we see, what we're experiencing in our country now is no different than the Chinese Communist Party in China, or the old Soviet Union. That is to actually not see diversity of thought and diversity of our individuality as being a real driver within the context of freedom and creation and innovation.
No, you're right. Mandates or quotas, whatever you call them, they don't produce true diversity. Ken, the corporate world should be beating down your door, given your experience and knowledge. But I know many of the boards that you're on are private. They're nonprofits, and they gain a lot from your wisdom, your experience, your knowledge. But the big corporations, they don't come beating down your door because you don't live up to their stereotype.
No, I don't. And one of the things I do is I learn from wise people, and the great baseball legend Satchel Paige, said it's very difficult to steal second base if you want to keep one foot on first base, and I've always been one who will take a break for freedom and liberty and human dignity, because I know that our rights, our human rights, our fundamental rights are not grants from government. They're gifts from God. And the woke corporations that are publicly traded might not want to hear that, but I'm not going any place, and I'm not going to shut up.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. It's fantastic. I've got all these articles here. One of them talks about how when they mandated women going on boards, that the women weren't sure if they were there because they were most qualified or if they were a token. And I think that's a form of bigotry that really is damaging to a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely. And Clarence Thomas and I used to talk about this all of the time when we were upstarts. We wanted to be in our positions because we had competed and we had shown that we were the best. If in fact we were just put there because of our skin color, people would never really appreciate the contributions that we make or could make.
Yeah, now I've got this article here where Academic Union allows members to self-identify as black, disabled, or opposite sex. How nutty is that if you can self-identify? But it's okay to self-identify as long as you have the same woke thoughts, as long as you have the conformity of your thinking, which is just destroys the value of diversity.
It really does. Again, freedom, if in fact we are left to the context of human liberty, we will be diverse enough. And that is to say that what has always been in the forefront of our thinking is to break down false barriers to opportunity. But there's nothing that is more distressing than this notion that you can, in fact, pick winners by their skin color. And that's why it's discrimination pure and simple. Just like critical race theory is now state-sponsored racism, and that means that we're going backwards as a nation.